Finally, we get to give you our driving impressions of the new Honda Accord because the embargo comes off today. Well, let's cut right to the final verdict. This is a very good car. And yet, the all-new Accord goes up against a field of very good cars, so now it's merely very competitive, not the benchmark that it was in the past. Inside, there's a new interior, but the car will feel very familiar because all the interior dimensions are almost exactly the same as before. But the interior does seem slightly roomier thanks to thinner A-pillars that give the greenhouse a more open feel. Honda says this is the quietest cabin that it's ever made, and it uses noise cancellation to make it so, but by my reckoning, it is not the quietest in its class. I think the Chevy Malibu is quieter. Purists will sneer at the fact that the Accord now uses electric power steering, but to tell you the truth, if they hadn't told me, I would have never noticed the difference. Same goes for the McPherson struts that replace the double wishbone front suspension. I think it finally dawned on Honda that no one's going to take an Accord to the track, so with the McPherson struts, this car rides and handles very well for a family sedan. The coupe version feels very similar to the sedan. I think it's going to take a stopwatch to discern any performance differences. The all-new 2.4-liter four-cylinder engine comes with either a choice of a 6-speed manual or a CVT, and the CVT drives surprisingly well. Unless you floor it, you get very little of that rubber banding feel that's so typical of so many CVTs. Then mark my words, all automakers are going to have to take a second look at using CVTs. You know, when Nissan, Toyota, and Honda start putting them in their mainstream products, everyone else ought to sit up and pay attention. The 3.5-liter V6 turns the Accord into a rocket ship. It's very fast, but no CVT for the 6. You can get the manual or a 6-speed automatic. I still find it strange that Honda's offering a 6-speed while the rest of the world is offering transmissions with more gears, but the Honda people say stay tuned, so we should be on the lookout for a mid-cycle change. And then there's the hybrid version. Check out last week's show where we covered this system for a technical description, but I really liked how this car drives. At speeds up to about 30 miles an hour, it feels more responsive than the base 4-cylinder version. Specifically, the throttle response is crisper, and it definitely feels torquier. And no wonder. The hybrid has 11 more horsepower and 45 more pound-feet of torque. And since more than 100 of those foot-pounds of torque comes from an electric motor, it's there the instant you need it. Honda still has not released pricing or fuel economy on the hybrid, and I'm dying to see those numbers. Like I said earlier, the Accord is a very good car. Honda hopes to sell 300,000 of them a year in the American market, and they should feel pretty good about hitting that target.
Dow Automotive Systems, driving solutions in automotive, commercial transportation, and aftermarket with innovative products like Betamate structural adhesives. Lighter, stronger, safer. DowBetamate.com.